What's up? It's Cape Cipes Custom Audio Reimagined, and the Lexus is gone. The customer came to pick it up, and I couldn't ask for a better reaction. So the lady with the Lexus, she picked it up, got in, plugged in her iPhone, Apple CarPlay popped up on the screen, and she happened to get a text, which worked out perfect right when she was in the car. It pops up, she's got a text, she hits the button on the screen, and Siri begins reading the text out loud to her, and she realizes that she can talk and send a text message, and she said she was about to cry. She goes, "I'm gonna cry." She was so happy. I got the feeling that she wasn't like super stoked about this car because it's a 2012, Lexus. But now with the new radio, she has all the features of a new car. She has GPS, she has the voice command, she has the backup camera. The image on that Crux camera was exceptional. I was actually very, very happy with how clear and wide angle that thing was. Happy with that. She loves the leather seats. Super happy how much better they looked. And now she's bringing it back next week because she wants me to add Lucas LEDs to the high beam or the low beams and the fog lights. You can't do the high beams because the high beams are also the daytime running lights. I spoke to Lucas. You have to test the daytime running lights. If they're not at least 6 volts, then you cannot put the LEDs in there because it's not enough voltage to activate the LED, and it will sit there and flicker and it will burn the LED up. So I tested it this morning and she's at 2.9 volts, which they said they didn't think it would because the older cars don't have the 6 volts. So you can't put an LED bulb in place of her high beam because of that, because it's also the daytime running light. So I'm going to switch those out with just a new white, brighter white bulb, so it kind of matches the other LEDs. Anyway, we're doing that next Wednesday. She's gonna bring the car back. So now, what's this video gonna be about? Well, nothing. So my day is kind of shot. Now, my trash cans are full, so I need to take my trash out. But it is pouring rain outside, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. But the reason I'm kind of just floating around right now is I'm normally booked out a good month or 2 months out. I did not schedule anything for the beginning of this year. I didn't want to schedule anything in January and February, and that's because I was completely packed November, December, and I kind of got fried. I knew I was going to be going to Vegas, and I had those trips coming up, and my back injury was pretty bad, and I didn't really know what kind of physical state I was going to be in, and I didn't want to book my months out and not be able to do the work. Right now, I'm honestly kind of bored out of my skull. For the first time in 10 years, I really don't have anything scheduled. And that's mainly my fault because I didn't really actively pursue jobs to get in here because I was injured. I would be, talking about the next build, but I really don't think I have anything scheduled, which is crazy. So yeah, if you're anywhere in the country and you want to have your car done, feel free to get a hold of me. We have transport companies that will, you can ship your car to me. I have people that do it all the time. But today, I'm going to diddle. And not with myself. I'm going to diddle around the shop. I'm going to show you some of the things I got at Knowledge Fest. Show you some items that I think may be pretty cool that I should get in here to test and play with. First off, I am an ARC Audio dealer. I had been for a couple years now, but something happened. Something happened in the paperwork system, I don't know. I tried to order some equipment a while back. I couldn't get anything done. There was a lot of confusion, but luckily it all got taken care of this year at Knowledge Fest. So now I am an ARC Audio dealer. So if you're someone that's into ARC Audio, you can get a hold of me for the products. And I am going to be actively seeking anybody that wants a full build done, someone that wants to use ARC Audio, because I would like to get a build in here, and I will quote it out and design it using all the ARC Audio equipment so I can play with it and listen to it, and somebody will get some really cool system. But the ARC Audio, they have this 12-channel DSP that they had at the show. Very cool. They have the Blackbirds, which are amplifier DSPs. If you know anything about my past, you know the ARC Audio built. I was involved in building that, which is this monstrosity right here I have framed hanging up in my shop. So this was the loudest boat in the world, and it was absolutely insane. So this was one of my pride and joy builds. I love that thing. And we were really deep with ARC back then. And now hopefully I can start doing some serious stuff with ARC again. Now for a brand that some of you are gonna be like, what? Jensen. Okay, so Jensen's been around, dude, since like the 60s or 70s, all right? Jensen is definitely not a brand that I would sell most of my customers or do anything with. But they did have a couple products there that got my attention. They have 8-inch, a 10-inch, but on here they don't have it listed, I don't think. But there's also a 12-inch. The 12-inch is very big. It's kind of cool. So just a big old, floating screen. But the other thing I noticed, they are now Maestro. So these things are Maestro certified so that you can actually use a Maestro RR and integrate into your car with the Maestro system and use a Jensen radio. Might be something to check out. I would actually love to get one here in the shop to play with and test, and maybe put it on my test bench and have it as the main screen, but I don't know. I'll have to see. I don't even know if I have a Jensen dealer, honestly. I don't even know how I would get this. Now this is a brand that I have been dealing with for a couple years now, ZZ2. Now they started out as just being a Android Auto Apple CarPlay dongle. You have factory Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you could plug in this dongle and it would make it wireless. And then from there, only in the last couple of years, they have branched out to all kinds of stuff. They do the Z-Wags, which is that crazy lighting system. If you watch my videos, you might have seen I've done them on a F-150. I did them on a Bronco, where it makes your factory bulbs strobes, so you don't have to add strobes to your car. They also make bike parts now, like this right here. This is a display that will mount right up by your handlebars. So if you don't have a radio, if you have a motorcycle that doesn't have a radio or any kind of fairing setup, this gives you Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, GPS, and everything. This right here, I think I want to get in the shop to play with too. This is a single DIN unit, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which that right there is weird enough because the resolution and the shape of this screen, very strange, but I'm a sucker for that. I love odd shaped LCD screens or touch screens. It used to be back in the day, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay required a certain size and resolution for you to be able to do it. Obviously they must have got rid of that because this would not meet the requirements. But this is a single DIN unit that has all these cool features. Now, it definitely looks like an Amazon Chinese radio, I'm not gonna lie. But the fact that I can buy it from ZZ2, and I know I get their tech support and their warranties, then I'm okay with it, because I'm not stuck with just something I bought from China. Now, I don't know if they're changing the software. I don't know if they're just getting these units from overseas and integrating their own in the inside, what they're doing to it. But the reason I like this is, are you ready for the price? Guess how much this costs retail? 79 bucks. There is a place for that, just being at $79 in a semi, in a golf cart, in a side-by-side that you have on your farm. And I mean, anywhere, who cares? It's $79, who cares? So yeah, you can see right there, it's got USB and USB-C. It will do the steering wheel controls. It does play video from the USB. It's got Bluetooth, rear camera input. It's wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So again, $79 wireless. What did I buy at the show for myself, or what did I come across? Because always they have show specials, or they have, companies will have something where I'll be like, I'm gonna go ahead and just buy that. I found 2 items, and one of them I was pretty stoked about, and then when he told me how much, couldn't give it to me fast enough. It's from the company Recoil. I don't know Recoil at all. From what I understand, they're part of Cicada. I guess that's Cicada Audio. I don't really know anything about this brand. I know they were there with motorcycle stuff, but then right next to them, they had Recoil. So I believe Cicada was their motorcycle line, and then Recoil was their car audio line. But the guy that made this was there. So this is the Recoil Echo Pro Series MST1. Now, a little backstory real quick. If you're into car audio, you know about the little handheld testers, the SMD, the Steve Mead tester things. you know, the distortion tester and the tone generators and all that crap. They're very cool, but I refuse to buy them. The main reason I refuse to buy them is they are so expensive for what they are. It just doesn't make sense to me. And there's multiple different ones, so you'd have to have like 3 or 4 of these things, which is going to take up room in my toolbox. And when you multiply out how much each one costs, it's just a little ridiculous, I think, for the price. I have multiple items that can do the same things as those testers, so I don't really need them, but the convenience of having it in your hand is what makes it so appealing. This looks just like one of the handheld testers. So I walked over to it and I was like, okay, what kind of tester is this? Well, this is almost all of those testers in one. So tone generator, distortion, phase, voltage tester, continuity tester, resistance tester. Everything is built into here. And apparently the guy that made this, from what I was told, was one of the guys that actually engineered and invented all of those testers. So he made this unit and put all those features into one. But this is going to go onto my test bench over there, my little rolly bench with all the other awesome test equipment I have. I'm super happy I have this because it's got a couple features on here. The distortion detector for setting up amplifier gains and stuff. That's going to be super nice, way easier than using a multimeter. And I also like the polarity tester. It comes with the USB that has all the test tracks. It has the polarity tracks, everything on it. Very cool item. So you can check it out online if they sell it. I don't know. I never even knew it existed until I saw it. This isn't a commercial. This is me just showing you what I saw at the show and what I bought at the show. So take it with a grain of salt. I'll let you know if it sucks. Like if I use this in a week or so and it doesn't work very well, I'll be like, man, this thing really sucked. What a waste of my money. This next item though, I have no idea. I didn't even know I wanted it. Actually, I wasn't even looking at it. The guy was like, hey, check this out. And he showed it to me. Now, when you see this thing, please know, I understand it looks like a sex toy. It is not. But when you look at it, when you see this, you are going to instantly think I have some fancy sex toy. I swear to God, that's not what this is. So this is from Martin Tool Company. And he definitely should have thought about the shape and the design of the tool. I mean, come on, man. There's no shot that anybody looks at that doesn't go, come on. So either you think this is an adult toy, or you think this is a really, 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 really fancy 50 caliber bullet. But we all know what we're thinking. This is some crazy new soldering iron. It's a soldering iron, and you put your tip in there, push the button, and it instantly is hot, like instantly ready to solder. When you let off, it goes back to almost instantly being cool. So you don't have to sit there and heat it up and plug it in. How this works, I have no idea. It is very large, but I haven't tried it or tested it yet. But apparently this is it's rechargeable, so rechargeable batteries. It doesn't run on like butane or anything. I believe it's lithium batteries. And you can just solder your stuff away and then let off and set it down. The shape, very questionable. I would definitely probably add something to it just to take away from that shape. Because, yeah, you can tell people it's soldering iron all you want, but you know, they don't look like it. So I'll let you know how that works later when I use it sometime. I may try to solder some LEDs today and see how that works out. There's some content for my YouTube channel, because this is, like I said, just a jack around day at this point. So I'm actually going to use my laser today, do some laser work. I'm going to go back to reorganizing. I need to fill these drawers with, I have so much stuff that just needs to be organized, and I'll use the laser to make signs to put on the drawers so I know where everything is. And I will just try to make the shop a little bit better, like I always do. Hopefully you liked the video. I'm just gonna throw content to the wind if I don't have something to show you off car-wise. I have enough crap around here. I could make 1,000 videos. So Let me know what you want to see in the comments section. That'll make my life a lot easier. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks. Take it easy.